Hello, everybody. John Foster. How you doing? I got a special guest today. Going to help a lot of tennis players that want to be on the pro tour, make some money, play some competitive tennis. Mr. Luke Harden. How are you, Luke?
Hey, John. Hey, Talking Tennis. Glad to be on. Thank you so much for being here and ready to talk about USA Tennis Tour.
Yes. Well, we've been talking a little bit, Luke, and I'm kind of familiar, but we'll get more people uh, knowledgeable about what you're doing for tennis players and also people that have country clubs and have venues that may be able to hold one of these tournaments in the future. So keep that in mind, tennis pros and directors. So, Luke, what made you come up with USA Tennis Tour? Uh, why did this all come about? And you've been doing it a couple of years now. When did you start it?
We've been developing USA Tennis Tour for a few years now. We've held about 30 tournaments so far. We held our first one in 2021, and really came about because of a need for more prize money opportunities for players because, the road to pro tennis is so tough. You have to start at such a young age and put in so many hours and so much money to be at that level. And then once you get to that level, there's a whole nother set of costs that come with it. If you want to go pro, play these tournaments, even try to play these tournaments, you have to sometimes sit on alternates lists and wait lists and, play wild card tournaments that are very slim and rare to see for some of these tournaments. So the path to pro tennis is very difficult if, you know, you aren't very financially well off. So we saw a need for more tournaments and more prize money opportunities for players that are trying to play at a high level, whether they're already pro and struggling or trying to go pro. They played college tennis and, they want to play pro now. Whatever the case, we saw a need and a kind of a gap in the market for players to play at a high level that already play pro or want to play pro or just want to earn a living to play tennis.
So the level goes from you've had players as high as in the 200s play your tournaments in the past, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've had, one of the girls that one of our tournaments, Ana Sofia Sanchez, she was ranked around 250 in the world when she won our tournament. And she played our tournament, and a couple of weeks later, she won the ITF at Dominican Republic. So it's really good for all kinds of levels of players. We've had players ranked, 600 in the world, 500 in the world, players that are formerly professional players, used to be, 800, 900 in the world, whatever the case may be. Former college players, high level club players that are, in their 30s or 40s. Anyone can play these tournaments that, play at a high level. So we've seen a whole range of players and a lot of juniors play our tournaments too, because it's good preparation for them when they're, aging up from 12s to 14s or 14s to 16s or, going out of the juniors and trying to play in the adult league or whatever you call it. So, we've seen a lot of different players play our tournaments, and they're really good for anyone that wants to play competitive tennis.
Luke, let everybody know what some places where you've been holding in the past and where you will hold in the future some of these tournaments and events.
Yeah, absolutely. We've held, excuse me, we've held tournaments in Los Angeles. We've held tournaments in Atlanta, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Miami, Florida. We've been in around 8 states so far and presented to 30 tournaments and hosted a little over 400 players, and got plans to host some tournaments in Virginia Beach, Virginia, hopefully very soon, Texas, where you're from, John, and all over the country. We're talking to venue partners and venue locations at Phoenix, Arizona, trying to lock down more venues to host more events in 2025.
Great. And as far as big sponsors, you have somebody new, a new sponsor coming in. Who are your big sponsors? And uh,
Yeah, we have some really good partners that we've built over the last few years. To name a few, we are partnered with Diadem. Some of you might have heard of. They're a really big tennis provider. Last few years, one of the big ones. They're sponsoring a lot of players, and they're one of our big sponsors, and they're actually the official ball sponsor. So each USA Tennis Tour will be played with some quality Diadem balls. And we've got Ytech Strings on board. They're a really big string company and really quality strings. And we got Sports Ed TV Tennis and also a big technology company, Eyes 3, that will hopefully be doing some tennis line calling at some of our tournaments to do some professional level, like players can challenge and they'll keep up with the stats and data and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting. What kind of draws are usually on the tournaments? Are they a 64 draw, and do you have a qualifying prior to the tournament?
Yeah, each tournament is laid out differently as far as prize money, draw size. But yeah, each tournament has, men's and women's singles and doubles, and they have, either 32 or a 64 main draw. And then we'll also have qualifying for players that don't get into the main draw. So it's very similar to what people will see in the ITFs and the pro tournaments, but just on a independent circuit, USA Tennis Tour.
Awesome. And you have wild cards too, in case I want to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, each tournament, yeah, we kind of set up similar to they do in the pros, like 25 direct acceptances, four wild cards, three um qualifying spots or whatever the case may be. So it's very similar and very traditionally professionally managed tournaments and tour.
Name some of the big players that have come through, or players that are well known that have played on your tour.
Yeah, we've been really lucky to kind of have a quality over quantity player roster to play our tournaments because our tournaments are professionally and traditionally run and managed, and they offer prize money. So we've hosted an up and coming New Zealander, Corinne Paul Panu. Some of you might have heard of. He's getting close to number 400 in the world now. He's just won a ITF in Cancun, I think. We've
Yeah.
hosted Sofia Shapatava, who's a former number 186 in the world. Sophia Sanchez, like I mentioned before. Tiffany Fouquet, Victoria Rodriguez. All these girls, go in and out of the 3 to 700 in the world last few years. We've hosted Akasha Arobo, who just competed at Junior Wimbledon. A lot of really good players have played our tournaments, and we've been really lucky to host over 140 of them in our 30 tournaments so far.
Yeah, we got to get one here in Houston. I'll have to talk to you about that. Maybe talk to a few people and see if we can get something going here in
Yeah, that
Houston.
would be a dream.
Um, what challenges? What are your big challenges right now? Where for U.S. Tennis tours? What's your challenge, Luke?
Yeah, the big challenges for the USA Tennis Tour, I would say, is marketing. That's our big challenge is getting more people to know that these tournaments are available for them to play, that they offer prize money, that anybody can sign up for them, and really getting the word out is our big struggle because kind of leads into our second biggest challenge, which is funding. And we're in the process of courting investors and people that believe in the USA Tennis Tour and believe in kind of a something below the ITF circuit to give more players an opportunity to earn money and pursue their dreams of playing tennis, whether it be college tennis or pro tennis.
Has anybody that's been on the tour before, top 50 or something like that, said, "Hey, let me help you out," and they might have a little.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Absolutely. Yeah. We've got a lot of players. Like I said, 140 have played our tour. Over 200 more are ready to play our tournaments. But they're kind of just waiting on us to get that funding to be able to offer what they're looking for as far as appearance money and things like that, that we want to be able to offer at these tournaments.
that appearance money is important. I know that working at River Oaks. I
Yeah,
remember one
absolutely.
Peter Corda, and he had a chance if Rios had lost the match to get to number one in the world, but he uh, he lost the match. He needed a win or something, and so he stayed at three in the world. But if he was number one in the world instead of 75,000, I believe we'd have to pay him 125,000 back in the
Mm,
early 2000. So
gotcha.
that prize money is important. Mattress Mac, when he held the U.S. clay courts here, one year he had, people don't know this. I want to write the article on it, but I hope I have it right, my info here, because I'm going to throw it out there. He had Agassi and Sampras play. Do you know what he paid them to show up and play? Appearance money? What I heard? $250,000 to Agassi and 300,000 to Sampras, and they
Oh,
wound up,
wow.
I believe, but I mean they just don't show up. I mean, you got to pay guys like that because usually everybody goes
Yeah,
to
and
Europe.
that's a big part of the plan is, to continue to host these, professional players. We were able to host, 140 of them so far without appearance money, just with them wanting to compete for prize money. So, to continue to host these professional players to kind of give that credibility to USA Tennis Tour, but also to, court ambassadors and people to promote the USA Tennis Tour using their kind of reputation, their followings, their social media, their uh, popularity, if you will. And
Right?
it's a tried and true business model. Businesses do it all the time. So that's something we're
Yeah, you
working
do.
on
Well,
as well.
you're doing it here, so just keep doing it, and I'll ask some friends that I know who have some podcasts to put the word out with you and get you on and spread the word.
Absolutely.
And also, Luke, you want to let everybody know where to reach you in case they want to do talk to you about maybe hosting a tournament and or helping out. Go ahead, let them know your
Yeah,
info there.
absolutely. They can go to our website. Everything USA Tennis Tour is on our official website right now, 21acetennis.com. That's 21acetennis.com. And you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram. Our official Instagram right now is actually TPAA Tour. And that stands for, Pacific Atlantic Tennis Association, which is kind of the uh, tennis association, if you will, of USA Tennis Tour. But that could change in the future. But yeah, you can find us there on our website, which will take you to my email, which is lukeharden2@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you guys. Love to bring a USA Tennis Tour tournament to your venue or your community and see about working together.
Terrific. Hey, Luke, I think we covered it all unless there's something you want to get out there. But I look forward to the future talking to you and maybe sharing, like when you have a tournament, we'll get some pictures and we'll do a little, we'll show people what's happening at the tournaments.
Absolutely. Love to have you guys out there and set up the tent and have you guys, commentate or whatever we could do. So absolutely.
Great. All right, Luke. Hey, uh, it's been fun. I enjoyed it. We've been talking a while. I look forward to talking more in the future with you about this. Have a great day, everybody. John Foster, Talking Tennis. Luke Harden, great having you, sir.
Thank you guys so much. See you on the USA Tennis Tour soon.
Bye, Luke. Bye,
Bye bye
everybody.
now.